Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am finally back to close out my November monthly budget. So I know this video is going up pretty late as all of my budgeting videos have gone out late, but I'm glad that I'm finally making the time to close out my budget for November because there is a lot of things that happened and I just want to go ahead and close it out, roll over whatever money it is that I'm going to roll over, and just have everything done. So for today's video, we're going to do a couple of things. First, I'm going to lay down my budget expense stickers. These, as you guys know, are from my shop, so I have them all already here written with all the expenses that I made the last week of last month, as well as after I lay those down in my monthly view, we are going to weekly check-in, which for me is from the 25th until the 30th. Then we'll go ahead and look at our remaining or spent, and that is how we will get our results. Finish up with the results, go to my sinking funds, close those out, variable income, and then come back to this main page. I hope that wasn't too confusing, but these videos tend to take quite a little bit, so grab your coffee, grab your snacks, grab anything you can, and let's get started. So let's see, I have, as you guys know, here my micro happy planner. I've kind of jazzed this up a lot recently and I just love how everything came out. I put these little dividers by Planner Press, which I don't know if you guys can see, but it has just different tabs, and the tab that I'm going to be looking at is my finances, which I think is just super ideal. And this is where I keep all of my trackers for my cash envelopes. As you guys know, these are the cash envelopes that I used for last month, which I made myself, and I'm now using different colored ones for the month of December. I don't know if I'm going to be doing this every single month, but I tried to match this to my November budget kit, and then December ones, I try to match them to my December budget kit. So I just think it's cute how everything is matchy-matchy. I have my budget expense stickers here, and as you guys can see, I have quite a few expenses from shopping. So this last week was Thanksgiving week and Black Friday, so you guys know I definitely took advantage of those sales, not only for me but also for family that I had to buy presents for. But we will see that in my sinking funds because, as you guys know, I have a Christmas sinking fund. So I'm going to quickly just run down my little key here. As you guys can see, the red stickers mean I'm budgeted. The pink stickers are going to mean food, which I categorize both my eating out and groceries cash envelope as that pink sticker, although I do, let's say, have two separate cash envelopes. So even though I group them together in my planner, I just really like to minimize the amount of stickers that I use. Otherwise, I'll get too overwhelmed, to be honest. So I like to keep those together. As well as for shopping, I like to group both my allowance and beauty cash envelopes, and then gas is by itself, and then the yellow one would be other, which is just anything that is not a cash envelope expense but that I do budget for in my monthly budget, which I think I only had one for this month. Yeah, it was my maid of honor category. I don't typically do cash for those other categories. That's just how things work around here. Our first expense is going to be for groceries on the 25th. I had $27 left, so I ended up giving those to my mom to help out with Thanksgiving dinner. So that was on the 25th, and I think that's pretty much it for that. And then I don't think I had any other expenses this first half, no. The rest of the expenses are at the very end of the month. On the 28th, I pumped gas, as well as I bought some advent calendars. So I took out the money from my allowance to buy advent calendars. I bought myself a chocolate one, which you guys may have seen already in my Vlogmas videos. If you guys have not been watching my Vlogmas videos, I definitely suggest you guys do. I've been trying to post every single day, but it's been really hard. So make sure you watch those if you guys would like to see more into my life or want to get to know me a little bit better. So I got a chocolate advent calendar, and I think I'm going to put the chocolate advent calendar first, and that was $11. Then I'm going to put that I pumped gas, which was $40. And then last but not least, I bought my little brother Andrew a sock advent calendar, a Minecraft one, and that was $16. So that was what I purchased on the 28th. And now that I think about it, I did have one expense on the 26th. on the 26th, I actually haven't bought makeup in a while, which is kind of weird that I ended up getting it, but I bought the new palette from Jaclyn Cosmetics, which if you guys don't know who Jaclyn Hill is, then you guys are probably like, what are you talking about, girl? But I've been following Jaclyn for so many years. I remember being in high school and doing my makeup off of her tutorials. I don't know how it was, but I ended up opening Instagram and it turned out that it was 9 a.m. the same exact time that her palettes and highlighters were launching. So since I did have money in my beauty cash envelope, I went ahead and just purchased that. So that was $54, which is kind of pricey, I think, but I've actually started using the highlighter and I really love it. So that, I think, was a good purchase. I'm actually glad that I ended up saving all of my allowance and like beauty cash envelope money, because I got to buy myself some things during this last week of the month. And then last but not least, I purchased pretzel. Yeah, I purchased pretzel and I think like lemonade. That was on Black Friday. And then this one I bought on Black Friday too. Okay, so I think since I have two of these, I'm going to do the same thing as I did on the 28th. So I ended up, I feel like every single year, maybe I didn't do this last year, but I love glitter lashes. In particular, I like their style called Intoxicating, and I've been wanting to get lashes, and I even got some from Amazon, but they honestly didn't end up working out for me. So of course I had to pick some up since they were having a Black Friday sale, and I only ended up paying $20 for 3 pairs of lashes, which is pretty good for the amount of times and the good quality that the lashes are. Next, I got some pretzels at the mall. Me, my mom, my boyfriend Paul, my sister and her husband Joel went to Glendale Galleria, and we spent there, I think we went to the mall, I want to say we went like at 5 in the morning, and so we were there for a while and just ended up getting a pretzel there. And then last but not least, I spent $14 at Sephora, and if you guys are wondering what could you have bought for $14 at Sephora, I'm going to tell you that probably nothing, probably just a trial size mascara. But the reason I only ended up spending $14 was because I had a couple of gift cards saved from my graduation party. I had one Macy's gift card, which I actually purchased 2 lipsticks from the MAC counter there, and I even got like $1 cash back, which is crazy. And I had 2 gift cards from Sephora, and those were $40 and $50, which I was super surprised that it even had that amount. So I ended up picking up a cologne for Paul and 2 more things, I think, and I just ended up paying $14 out of pocket. So that I took out of my beauty cash envelopes. It worked out pretty nicely, guys, I have to say. And like I mentioned, I even got like $1 back from, oh, it's not here because I paid it with a gift card. I bought my favorite red lipstick, which is MAC's Ruby Woo. I think it's the perfect shade for the holidays. Okay, enough talk about makeup. Now that I've rambled enough, I'm going to lay down my last little payday sticker because I do get paid on Tuesdays. And now that I have all of my budget expense stickers, I can lay down my final no spend stickers for this last week. So we had a no spend day on the 27th and then one on the 30th. So that is good. Let's see how many no spend days we had. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 no spend days. That's actually really good. So that is how my monthly view ends up looking. The last thing that I want to put in here was how much it was that I paid for my Bank of America card, which I ended up paying it off this month. So it should be both of these amounts together. So in total, I paid $593 with 4 cents for Bank of America. Now, since we're all done here, we can move on to our weekly check-in spread. I hope this video is not too long for you guys, but typically they are on the longer side because I am closing pretty much everything in my budget planner. Okay, so first up we have food, which is all the pink stickers, and we only have 2, so groceries and Auntie Anne's. So in total, both of those, I'm just going to check them off as I'm going. Both of those are $42. And as you guys can tell, that is exactly what we had remaining the week prior. So that means that I don't have any money left in that, which is true. There is no money left in either my groceries or eating out cash envelopes. Put that to the side. Next up is gas. For gas, I did finally pump gas after almost a month of not pumping any gas, and that was $40. As you guys can see, the week prior I had $60 left over, so that means that I should have $20 left over. So I am $20 under budget. As you guys can see, I have the $20 here, which I'm just going to put to the side. I'm debating whether I want to roll over the money. I feel like I am, just because, as I've mentioned in past videos, my family is coming from Peru. A lot of my family is coming from Peru in December, and I think that would help with either gas to take them to places, or even just giving gas money to Paul, because Paul does drive me, and I'm sure he will drive my family a lot, just because he always offers to drive. So I think I am going to end up rolling over that money. Next we have shopping, which is, like I mentioned, all of the teal stickers, which is basically all of the stickers that we have here. So that is $115. Let me just check those off. And like I mentioned, it's $115. So $118 minus $115 means that I should have $3 left, and those $3 are not from my beauty cash envelope, but from my allowance cash envelope. So beauty doesn't have anything, and allowance has $3. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is rolling over this money. So the $3 is going to roll over to allowance, and the $20 is going to roll over to gas for next month. I'll go ahead and show you guys how that's going to look, because I'm actually filming my weekly check-in right after this video. I just wanted to get this one out first before I even did the other one. So I think we're good there, and we don't have any unbudgeted expenses. As you guys can see, those are all the red stickers, which is pretty amazing. I think it mostly has to do with the fact that I haven't gone out much, I want to say, but did I have any unbudgeted expenses last month? Let's see. I'm just curious. I actually didn't have unbudgeted expenses, so wow, 2 months in a row. Look at me. Okay, and then it's just going to be a dash because I don't budget anything for unbudgeted. And for unbudgeted, for me, I've mentioned this before, but this will be sort of what my buffer would be. So any unbudgeted expenses would come out of the buffer that I have in my monthly budget. So money that could potentially go towards savings or towards debt, that's sort of where I would take the money for any unbudgeted expenses. So now I'm going to do my results really quick. So for results, for food, we have 200 and 120, which is what we started with. So in total is 320, which, as you guys can see, we have 0 remaining. So that is what we actually spent. So I'm going to put 320. And once again, we have nothing remaining. So all of this is going to be the same for here. So I'm just going to write it again. This just lets me know how much money I've spent. And this is kind of confusing, I think, for other people, because I do group some of my categories together. But let's say if you guys didn't, then it would be a lot less confusing, I think, for you guys. Now for gas, I budgeted $80, and I only ended up spending $60. Yeah, because 20, 40, 60. And then we have the 20 remaining. Next for shopping, that was $200. Allowance was 100 and beauty was 100, so that's 200. So minus 3, $197 of that, and then nothing for unbudgeted. Perfect. So that is what is remaining, but as I mentioned, since I am going to roll over this amount to the respective cash envelopes, I am going to put it in my budget as if I've spent all that money, because in reality that is how it's going to look, because I'm taking that money and just rolling it over to the next month. So that's how I'm going to do that. But before I show you guys that, I'm going to bring you guys to my sinking fund so we can go ahead and close it out, which I made a boo-boo, guys. I made a mistake, so I really quickly want to address it. And the mistake was that in my December sinking funds, I was beginning with $193, but in reality it was $153 because I completely forgot to account for the $40 for Ivana. So I accounted for these Christmas presents but not those $40, which this is what I actually spent for this last week. So the only expense that I had, which was a couple, but I decided to just include them all together, which was for my Christmas sinking fund on the 29th, Black Friday, for $307, and then for the description I just put Christmas presents, and those were just various ones for like my mom, a couple here and there for our family members and stuff like that. So the number that we'll have in the ending will now reflect the beginning, which will be 153. So let's go ahead and now close out my sinking funds. I don't think I've ever messed up like that, but I don't know, maybe I was just doing it too fast. Who knows, guys? Okay, so first off we have adventures, and so adventures we had 120, we added 20, minus 101, minus 101, so that means that I have $39 remaining. Next we have Amazon Prime, which I know I didn't spend because I am not due to pay for that, so put a dash and I should have $60 as my ending. Next for insurance, that was $350 and I paid for insurance $300 on the 14th. So that means that I should have $50 left. Next for cart maintenance, I didn't pay for any cart maintenance, so dash here, and that means that I am starting with I'm ending with 100. Sorry about that. Next is my car payment. I added $257 to the $257, but I had my car payment on the 11th. I didn't want to repeat the number for like the 5th time, so that means that I should have that number as my ending. Next is my car tags. For car tags, this is a little bit different. If you guys have seen my sinking funds video, then you guys know that I am actually grouping that category with my car payments because I recently changed the lease contract that my car was in, that my sister had, to me actually financing it out. So the car payment has gone up and it now includes the registration for this year. So I don't have to pay for it really, but there's no minus here, and ending I have $170. There you go. Next we have Christmas, so $350 plus $150, that's $500. And now let's go ahead and subtract here. Minus 40, minus 307, we should have 153. And the minus is going to be $347. There you go. Next is date night. I don't know, I didn't spend any money, so we should still have $30 in here. Next is entertainment, and for entertainment, after the $14 that I added, we should have $110, but I did use $100 of that, so that means that I should have $10 left here. Next I have Go Wild, which I haven't used of that money, so dash here, and we should have left over 165. It's always really hard to write with the coil here, so I'm sorry about that. And then last but not least we have medical, which in the beginning I added my cash envelope savings for the month of October for this, towards this, because I knew that I was going to pay for my contacts. So let's see, we have 22 plus 18 plus 69, that is a total of 109, and my contacts only ended up being $60. So I'm going to put $60 here, and the ending is going to be $49. So now let me go ahead and add all of these up. So in total, I've spent $1,165, and so I am ending with $1,083, which now should match with the updated number here. So yes, $1,083. Just wanted to go ahead and make sure that it matched, just because I felt a little bit dumb that I didn't catch that when calculating it ahead of time, which I usually do. So that was kind of weird for me, but I'm glad that everything is settled, and I have now closed my sinking funds. I feel so much better, and now let's go ahead and close out the rest of my budget. So now that I have that closed, I'm going to move back to my monthly, no, not this page, my monthly budget page, which is right here. And before I go to that, I'm going to mention just a few things. These are all of my sources of income. As you guys know, I ended up getting a payment from Amazon, which is funny because I don't usually get payments from Amazon. And I think I got one last month too. So I wasn't estimating anything for that. So I just ended up getting $18.21, so I went ahead and put that there. So my variance is $18.21, and since the last time that we saw each other, I think the only things that I spent money on were for Black Friday. So here you have all the expenses that I had. I bought a couple of printables for both of my planners. I bought some Simply Gilded washi, Sadie stickers, and a new shop, which is called Shop Brooklyn Grace Co., which I got a couple of things for my planners too, my A6 and my personal one. So those are all of my business expenses for the month. I've gone over the other ones all month long. So that is done. And now we can go ahead and close this. Okay, so like I mentioned, all of my cash envelopes are going to reflect as all being the same, because I am, even though I did have a few dollars left, I am going to roll over that money. So I'm going to put that the actuals were the same as the budget amount, which some of these were that way, but not for like gas, I think. So I'm just gonna put this. So my cash envelopes are all of these right here. And so there's no variance here whatsoever. Now for electricity, it ended up being less than usual too this month. So what I ended up doing was I gave my dad $100, which he was more than okay with because it was way less than that. So that means that I was under like $20, which is good. Next, I have my phone bill. My phone bill, I was over just by a little bit, by a couple of cents. So this was $130.95. So that means that I was over 95.95. So I put over. And then for unbudgeted, I didn't have any expenses. So dash here. And then for my maid of honor category, which I did put the expense in my monthly views right here as an other, I ended up spending $170 for my dress. Now I'm going to check it off now since we're checking in for that. I didn't make all the purchases necessary, like my shoes, or maybe I don't know what else I would buy. If you guys have ever been a maid of honor or a bridesmaid, what else is it that you guys buy? I know in January I definitely will have to budget for, let's say, like paying to get my hair done. I don't think my makeup, because I can probably do my own makeup, but that's something that I have to take account of. So I am under budget in this aspect, but I went ahead and added this category once again, I believe, in my December monthly budget, just because I still need to get those last minute things. So under by 30. So now let me go ahead and add actuals. So in total, I spent $1,000, well, at least for my variable expenses, and 95 cents. So now taking a look at my variances here, I'm going to add all the positives first. So 20 plus 30 minus 95 cents, which is kind of ridiculous, but I'm still going to add it here. So in total, I was under by $49.05, but once again, there's still things that I need to get. So was I really under? For this month I was, but we'll see in December and in January. So those are all of the calculations for my variable expenses, and now I'm just going to add my fixed expenses, which I did make an extra debt payment. I don't know if you guys have seen my debt snowball for November of both of these. So $811 with 1 cent. Write that there, and now I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my fixed expenses to the mix. In total, my fixed expenses were $2,433 with 76 cents. Now what I can do is I'll write down, you guys know I don't disclose my income, but I'll just go ahead and write down the way that I would go about this now. I'll go ahead and put my budgeted amount for variable, which was $1,050. And then for fixed is going to be the same for the budgeted and for the actual, because those are fixed amounts and they don't change. And then my actual for variable expenses was like this. And then so with my income, I would have already had my expected amount and my actual amount. So then I will bring those over here. And of course, I would go ahead and subtract all of my business expenses from my variable income sources first before I even brought it into here, because I do have to take account of all those expenses for tax purposes. And then at the end, once I have those there, I'll subtract my income minus variable and fixed expenses. I'll have my total here of sort of potential savings or leftover money, and that leftover money I will put in this little pattern square box. And typically I like to half it, so some of it I'll put towards my debt snowball for the next month, and some of it I'll put it towards savings. I am actually really glad that I'm pretty close to paying off all of my credit cards, so soon I'll be able to maybe put a little bit more towards savings, I think, depending on how I'm going to tackle my student loans next. So with that being said, that is going to be pretty much it. I can already tell this video was a little bit longer, so thank you so much to everybody who has stuck until the end. If you guys enjoyed this video and me just rambling away, go ahead and give it a huge thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel if you guys are not subscribed already, and hopefully I will get to see you guys on my next video. Bye guys.